Rose City RV of Michigan, and today we're here to talk about the beautiful Viking 17 MBS. So we're gonna start right here with our solar prep. As you can see here, this, like I've mentioned many times in other videos, is directly wired to the coach. It does not have a voltage controller built in, so make sure if you do add that solar on the side, suitcase solar, portable solar, whatever you want to call it, you make sure you get that voltage regulator on there so that way you're not boiling over on your batteries, giving them too much voltage. Now, if we look through here, we have our nice pass-through storage. This is actually quite a bit of outside storage for a small travel trailer, especially a single axle. We also have our manual stabilizer jacks located here. And then we store some of the stuff in there, but this is actually where the Murphy bed folds down, or it's a dinette as well. Moving on here, we have a standard 110 outlet for outside function, TVs or lights or whatever you need to plug in. We also have our furnace exhaust located here. So just important, you don't put anything in front of that. That does get extremely hot when the furnace is on. This vent, as many of you have probably seen on lots of RVs, is a vent for a gas electric style refrigerator. So this is a 8-cube gas electric refrigerator in this model. Looking up here, we have our nice LED lights for our awning, and they use a Solera awning on these, which is a really nice awning for this smaller trailer. We also have our leash link here. Again, this is for the dog, so if you need to tie up the dog, you're not looking for a place to do that, so that's a convenience factor. And then sticking out right here, we have our LP Quick Connect. This is going to allow you to use your onboard propane tanks for an additional grill, flat top, cooktop, whatever you need to do, you can hook up right there. Now, moving on to the back side of the trailer, we obviously have our spare tire located here, so that is a nice feature for these lower cost travel trailers. A lot of places will short you on that spare tire, which I think is a necessity, so make sure you get that spare tire. Outside shower located here. That's going to give you both hot and cold. So that gives you a hot and cold feature. Looking up here, we have our observation prep. So what that is pre-wired for that observation camera. We don't call it a backup camera because it's not just for backing up. You can use it for backing up as well. However, you can keep that on. If your running lights are on, that camera will be powered and you'll be able to see what's behind you. So if you add some bike racks or something to the back, a cargo rack, you'll be able to see that as well, and also that traffic behind you. Now, moving on to our side profile here, we have our gas water heater. So that's going to be a 6-gallon Suburban gas water heater there. Then we have our 30 amp hookup. So if you're going to run your air conditioner or your microwave, any of those large appliances or your outlets, make sure you have a good 30 amp source there. And then we have a cable satellite hookup located here. So that's going to be if the park has a cable or satellite option, you can wire it up in there. That's going to feed the plugs on the inside so you can hook up a TV and have that cable satellite inside. Now below that we have our sewer outlet connections. We have our black, which is going to be the 3-inch with the black handle, and then we have our 1.5 inch, which is the gray water, and it also has a gray handle. So if you're confused about that when you go to dump, the 3-inch is always the black tank. The 1.5 inch is always going to be your what we call gray water or galley water, so like your kitchen sink, your shower, any of those, okay? So we have our slide located here. As you can see, this is a shallower slide, so it doesn't take up a lot of space there. Next to that, we have our city water connection, and we also have our fresh water fill. So if you want to fill that onboard tank, you'll pop this cap off, put the hose in there and fill that up. Many state parks and a lot of campgrounds in general just don't have water hookups at the campsite, so that's where you'll want to fill up the tank. If they do have that, or they have it available to you at a campsite individually. You can hook up a water hose right there, and it will use the water pressure hose itself. Now, looking up underneath it here, you're going to see our freshwater drain. So if you're looking to drain down that tank, let's say you went camping, you didn't use all your water, you don't want it to sit in there and get all stagnant and algae contaminate that tank. You want to drain that off. So go ahead and just pull that cap off, let the water drain out, and put the cap back on. And then to here, this is the other side of our pass-through storage, which goes underneath of that Murphy bed and then dinette. So that's where the other entrance is for that. Then moving on to the front, we have our single 20-pounder. On a unit this small, that's going to be plenty of propane there. And then we also have a rack here. That's where your battery will go once this unit is prepped and ready. Okay, let's go on inside and check out the inside features. Okay, so welcome inside the 17 MBS. This is going to be a very spacious floor plan for this small of a trailer. This Murphy bed dinette option really allows there to be a lot of space. Let's say it's raining, you don't want to have the bed down, you can flip that bed up. Now there's room for 3-4 people. You can play cards, do whatever, occupy yourself till the weather clears up and you're able to go enjoy the outside again. But to use this Murphy bed, it's pretty simple. We just have our cushions here, so I'm going to take those off. We have our little Velcros on the back of those, and then we have a table right here, as you can see, that pops up right here, gives you that table dinette function when it's not the bed. So we just unlock our travel lock located here, and all we're gonna do is flip that bed down like so. So you have a nice size bed. You're able to sleep 2 people comfortably. If you don't want to have that down during the day, simply, as you just saw, flip it up. It takes 30 seconds. Your sheets and bedding and everything can stay right on there. They also include these nice little locks here, and what that does just kind of keeps the bed down in position, so if you put weight up, you don't tip down there. So as easy as that is, as you can see, we go from dinette to bed that fast. And in something this small, where you want to stay budget friendly and you want to have the space, this really is the best of both worlds there. Now, moving on to our couch slide here. As you can see, you have some storage in the back, so that table fits there nicely. This couch also is a jackknife sofa, so if you flip this up, pull up on this and flip it down, you now have a sleeping area. You could sleep adults there. They would have to be shorter adults, but it's more of a kind of a kid setup there. But it gives you that extra space if you do need it. And then the shelf behind, which is kind of a good use of space there. Okay, moving on to our kitchen space, we have a nice dual burner located here. We have some storage underneath the sink. We have our sink with our black fixtures, which really is a nice looking feature. We have our GFI outlet located right here, so that's where your reset's going to be for the exterior outlets, the kitchen outlets, and for the bathroom outlets. We also have our thermostat located here for our furnace. Our air conditioner is going to be ceiling controls right here. So the blue is going to be cool, the gray is fan here on these GE air conditioners, and then turning this all the way down is like turning the max AC on in your car. So if you're running the AC, you want to have that all the way down. Okay, we also have a nice little light and fan here that exhausts to the outside, like so. We also have our 110 microwave. So again, the microwave and the air conditioner, you need to make sure you have a good source of power to be operating these. Most other things on this coach, besides our outlets, are going to be 12 volt, okay? So, nice little microwave there. Now, we have our monitor panel here. So this is going to be a lot of the controls in the coach. So as you can see, the main ceiling light's located there, our water pump, our gas water heater, and then our awning light, that LED light strip underneath the awning. And then our awning extend and retract there, and then slide in and out. Up here we have our tank monitor, so we have our battery located there. We have our fresh tank, black tank. This shows dual grays. These are a generic monitor panel. They use these kind of across the board. This one only has one gray tank, so you gotta watch out for that. Don't assume you have two gray tanks just because it says that, because a lot of times you don't. Then moving over here, we have our TV booster. So this is what's going to allow us to get signal from the antenna, amplifies that. And then our coax here. So if you want to use the antenna and you want to get that signal, you hook up there. If the park has cable or satellite that you hooked up out there that I showed you, you can hook up there and that'll feed that. And then TV backer located here. So this is where the TV will go in this coach. Okay. Now, moving to our refrigerator, we optioned gas electrics on these. These smaller units a lot of times are going to be off the beaten path, off grid. And so I will say this, I like both refrigerators for both things. You lose a little space on these gas electric refrigerators. But a lot of people are familiar with them. That's what they like. So we still option some of these trailers with them. So that way, if you're looking for that, you're not forced to have the 12 volt if you don't want to. Underneath of our refrigerator, we have our furnace. So this is where the furnace is going to come out. This being such a small trailer, this is probably the only outlets. There might be one in the bathroom for the furnace, but that'll heat this trailer up really nicely, really quick. And then we also have our converter located next to that. That's where your 12 volt fuses and your 110 breakers will be located. We also have some storage located here with some nice black hardware. This is kind of designed to be for the pantry there. And then here on both sides. Now, moving into the bathroom. This bathroom is actually really large for how small this trailer is. Full-size shower here. So a full-size adult can take a shower in there and not be super cramped, which we like. Pedestal toilet, and then it gives you quite a bit of room around, which is also nice. Some storage, which you don't always see. Room for bath towels, washcloths, all that kind of stuff. And then our under the sink storage there is kind of limited because we have our drains and our cold water, but you got a lot of storage here. You can still use that for some others. And then light switch. And this actually has two separate GFIs. So the bathroom's on its own, and then you also have one in the kitchen. So the outside plugs are going to be on one of these GFI circuits. So that's just something to remember. And then more storage up on top there. Okay, so that's going to be it for this 17 MBS model. This is a smaller model like we've mentioned a few times, but really a lot of features and a lot of bang for your buck. So if you're interested in something like this, definitely let us know. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more content. Thank you.